Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Ah, shoot, I can't think of a manga who has actually done that. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but... No. It would just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department. That department was only built to collect money. Well, money makes the world go around. I was one of those reserve corps students, right? That's weird. Oh, you're here again. Ah, the thing that's weird. It's you, of course. Huh? Why did you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. Based on my assumption. The Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students. Or you willingly sealed those memories away. Yourself. Huh. You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of our reserve corps students. Damn it! What the heck? Okay, well that was enriching. But the fun has just begun. Trust me. Oh, it's locked. Hey yo. This hallway is it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something. Okay. I'm not scared. I'm scared. I am not scared. There's nothing standing behind me. I'm not scared. I swear, if this would have turned into a horror game right now, I would have been scared. No, but seriously, kill me. Where am I? Where am I supposed to go? Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, this cannot be the real Hope Academy, because just look at how how do you say it? Look at how Look at how untouched this classroom looks. This is another manga. Manga for morons. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, huh? Wasn't the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? Well, it's an interesting touch that he placed this manga in this classroom. It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. Oh god, I was so sick of saying this freaking line in the first game. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? What is with the hard-boiled detective on the cover, on the front cover? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters in solving mysteries. What's written here is: as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamukura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy's Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve corps students, who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. That incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as, oh come on, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited. The Danganronpa 0. Which is a real novel, which I will be talking more about at the end of this game. There is no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too. But it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but... the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't... Wait, who's this other student that isn't Izuru? Oh, a certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. This chapter just gives you more and more questions. But I promise, there will be answers. But I never said when. Okay, we're not supposed to go there. Okay, okay. There was no one standing around the corner. No one! Okay, we're good. Raw? What the hell? What does that mean? I just don't know. Oh god, it is so freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. This looks like a plastic tarp. How quaint. Okay, that is a nice cover. Manga for morons. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. And soon, the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear. As if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times, when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats, I can't pronounce that, sorry, began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war, fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Oh hey, that's a first. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy. A group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talent for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. The talents of Hope's Peak Academy became the plague bearers, the spreaders of despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. How do you do that? The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. If this is really true, then what is happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them? Oh my! You don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. I thought you obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. A certain student. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they are known as Ultimate Despair, they are high school students, right? Are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Good. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. Don't be there, don't! Oh, okay, thank you. Don't stand around the corner. Please! Okay, we're good. Don't follow me. Where am I supposed to go? Don't. This way? Okay. No, I should just ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. So...
Yeah. Boom, boom.
What are you doing here? I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. Okay.
Nanto.
Ahem. Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. Lady Junko Enoshima.
あのね。は？
てめえ。
あのね。ぷっぷっぷぷぷ。ぷっぷ。あれあれ。つまり
なんだと。
It's pretty obvious what she's going to say, but still. How do you know that? Fuyuhiko, is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima is really dead.
Huh?
You didn't see. There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life, in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait, what was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in. They were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her. Turns out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful, whatever event. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing.
だからよ。
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? Interesting that you're not saying anything, Monokuma. If Junko Enoshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Well, all this time, I've been wondering, who is actually controlling Monokuma? I mean... Okay, yeah, so if you have played the first game, what we see at the very end there is that Monokuma, even though Junko dies, okay, yeah, I can say it. Even though Ultimate Despair takes her whole life, Monokuma is still alive. So all this time, who is actually controlling Monokuma? Is the question. Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life. I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but... An immutation is just that. An immutation. If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an immutation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere? Just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life. I did not think about that until now. Oh. It's kind of funny how defensive he gets. What do you mean, raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that? One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route. Screw you. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy. Okay. Hey, what's up?
俺の勘によると
I feel like someone is getting closer. Huh?
だ
Oh,
から
don't know. But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Mm-hmm. But why? Where am I going? Okay, this way. Huh. Okay. I feel like I can see something strange. Why would there be a monument in the music room? The mark engraved into the monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy. Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma. He completely made it up! Son of a... what is this? Words are floating in the air. A hologram. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it is possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Yoko Enoshima rallying them. In a worst case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter. We have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase. The Neo World Program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy. 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation. There were definitely 15 of us, but... what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we have lost. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side, at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma. If he is the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despair who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Shima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow there are still so many mysteries. But of course... okay. Okay, nice touch. There's no one in the bathroom. Nope, no one. There's no one around the corner either. They better not be. There's nothing here. I think. Yep. What am I missing here? Game? Okay. There we go. Oh, what time is it? Hold on.